Read by Michelle Ingalls. June 15th. The Childlike Faith. Matthew 18:3 through 5. Jesus tells us that the childlike mind is more receptive to truth than the over-intellectual who demand too rational an explanation of those truths which must be accepted on faith alone. What man can explain why he lives? The self-evident fact of living is the only explanation possible or necessary. In the whole life and through the entire teaching of this marvelous man, we find a childlike faith in the universe and an implicit trust in the goodness of God. Judging his work by its results and its influence on succeeding ages, we are compelled to accept the fact that wisdom is justified of her children. The real Father and Son, Matthew 11:27. And no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. What reasonable explanation can we find to this passage unless we look for some hidden meaning behind these words of the great teacher? God alone knows the real Son, forever hidden in the bosom of the Father. To God, this idea of sonship must be pure, complete, and perfect, divine, holy, and indestructible. With our present limited vision, we neither see nor know the real Son, but the Father within knows and understands. Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. God is revealed through the Son, and the Son reveals himself to other sons when he realizes that God is his life. This implies a direct relationship between God and man. If one would know God, he must penetrate deeply into his own nature, for here alone can he find him. If he would reveal God to his fellow man, he must do so by living such a God-like life that the divine essence flows through him to others. The only way to know God is to be like him. And while this may seem discouraging in our present state of evolution, we should remember that we have but started on an eternal ladder which ever spirals upward. When Jesus said to come to him and find rest, "Come unto me, ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest," did he mean that we should or could come upon his personality? Of course not. Jesus knew that his human personality would soon be dissolved in his divine individuality. He knew that he was soon to leave the world and go to a deeper realization of life, truth, and beauty. It is evident, then, that he was referring to his understanding of life when he told all who are weary to come unto him and find rest. Had he not already explained that God indwells every soul? He was inviting people to penetrate more deeply into their own natures if they were to find peace and comfort. This has ever been the lesson taught by the illuminated, that we find God only within ourselves, and God can work for us only by working through us. God reveals himself directly through the Son. The Son reveals God when he realizes that God is already within him. This understanding would not produce an undue conceit, nor would it set man in the temple of God as God, but it would place a true estimate of value on the life of man. The power at the heart of God. Peace is the power at the heart of God. It is through the revelation of the self to the self that one understands life, that he approaches the power which is at the heart of God. This comes through a recognition of the unity of the individual, which the Spirit back of, in, and through all. The problem of philosophy is to unite the infinite with the finite, to join the abstract with the concrete, to find a meeting place between the absolute and the relative, to unify with first cause. The same problem confronts religion and is, indeed, its whole purpose, to unify man with God. This is also true of science, but from a different angle. Science seeks to join causes with effects, and by so doing make practical use of its knowledge. Science is really spiritual, While philosophy leads to true religion, science is the handmaid of religion and philosophy.